king. But we know that God is our king, and he reigns over us. So we must get to learn. We must learn and study to show ourselves approval before God, because he's our ruler, he's our king. Not before man, not what man and woman thinks of us, but what God thinks of us and how we should function in his divine order. So when the Lord your God come forth and he show you that he is your king, that he is your ruler, we must be obedient to our ruler, to our king, because he's our creator. He know every strand of hair on our head. He know what our thoughts are before we even think it. He know what type of mood we're in before we're in that specific mood. He know how we function every day on the earthly realm. So we must trust God. If there's a situation that occurred, we must trust God to move in that situation. Because when you put your hand on a thing that you did not involve God in, that thing will not work. It will not function, because it is not of God, or maybe you're not allowing God to get in it to work it out for you. So God's saying what he does, he's given us knowledge of his kingdom so that we can have a kingdom mindset, so we can be kingdom builders on the earthly realm, and we can show forth God's kingdom here as his vessel. Know our order, know our place in the kingdom of God. We must know our order. So in this segment, we're going to be learning about divine order, how we shall function, how we shall operate in God's kingdom. So first of all, today we're just learning about the kingdom and how the kingdom was created. And we know the kingdom was created in Genesis by God speaking the very foundations into existence. So God, people must understand his truthfulness, his spirit, his power. So where truth is, God is. Where power is, God is. Where authority is, God is. So we must know where God is, and he's everywhere. Never think that he's asleep. He's always awake. He's watching. He's seeking who he can save, who he can deliver, who he can bless, who he can provide for, who he can heal. So we're thanking God for giving us knowledge and understanding and wisdom of his kingdom. We know that God plays a vital role in human lives, especially when it's dealing with his kingdom. God built a human kingship into creation by speaking it, because he spoke the very foundations of the earthly realm. He spoke all humanity, all creations. He spoke Adam and Eve into existence. And we know that's where our lineage fall from. We know that we fall under that lineage of Adam and Eve. So God spoke us into existence. We're not here by chance or might. We're here because God spoke us into existence. So we know, one, he spoke the foundations first. We know that he reigned over the very foundations. Then he spoke humanity into existence. So we know that God is who he say he is. We know that when he speak and decree and declare and spoke, he began to breathe life. He said he blew the breath of life into Adam. And Adam got up as a man of God. And he began to possess possess and had dominion over the earthly realm. Because God had given him the kingship, the right to have dominion over the earthly realm. So we know that then God spoke Adam into his image, his likeness. And then he began to say, let him have dominion over the fishes, over the sea, over the birds, over the heavens, over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over the creeping things into the creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created man. So we must know, even if you are born from your mom's womb, from your mother's womb, you must know that God have already created you. He already formed you into existence before you even existed. So that's the power that God possessed. So we know the image of God, he created like him. Male and female, he created in the beginning. And God blessed them. And he said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, subdue it, have dominion over it. You have power and authority over it, over all creation. So we know that God loosed his power to his children on the earthly realm, Adam and Eve. He gave them kingsmanship. God said we are adopted into his kingdom as heirs, co-heirs to Jesus through salvation and deliverance through Jesus, his son, who came from the earthly realm, dressed up in flesh to do the will and the purpose of God on the earthly realm so that we can be saved, so that we can have a life